Good evening and thanks for joining us for KTexas News at 6. I'm Will Jensen. Some parts of our area have seen nearly a foot of snow today. And tonight we continue our team coverage of the weather with crews all across the big country. And we start with KTexas Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett. Mark?
Yes, we are still looking at some wintry weather in the form of mainly light persistent snow affecting our eastern area, so that winter storm warning has actually been extended for Eastland and Stevens County until 9 o'clock. Winter weather advisory now for counties just east of Brownwood over here around Mills and Comanche County. Most of us have been dropped from watches, warnings, and advisories. We are still tracking some snow, although up here around Anson and Haskell, this is moving on to the east, should probably stay north of Interstate 20, passing to the north of Abilene. Another area of snow over here, light snow here north of Cross Plains into Eastland, east of Breckenridge. So additional accumulations of maybe a quarter to half an inch of snow are possible in this northeast section. The rest of us, I think we are finally done with additional snowfall. But we had way too much last night into this morning. 14 inches of snow was measured at Jayton, 10 inches in Rotan, a foot of snow in Snyder, 4 inches of snow in Abilene, 5 inches in Sweetwater. Get down to San Angelo, only 3/10 of an inch of mainly sleet with some snow mix. 7 inches in Albany, 5 inches in Stamford, 8.5 inches in Haskell, and in Knox City, 1 inch of snow at last check in Breckenridge, 1 inch of sleet in Eastland. So yes, we've got some problems that are going to still be with us because that snow and sleet is not going to melt overnight. Our alert tracker keeping in the high risk range because of travel problems, especially around and north of Interstate 20. Temperature staying in the freezer, 25 at 10 o'clock tonight. We're down to 20 tomorrow morning in Abilene, but sunshine is back and hopefully that'll start working on getting rid of some of this wintry, icy weather that is left with us tonight. More about that coming up.
Mark, thank you. Well, those icy roads, as you mentioned today, made it tough on drivers, sliding around some roadways around Abilene. And KTexas reporter Courtney Brown live in North Abilene near Interstate 20 with more on this story. Courtney?
Hey, Will. So as you can see behind me, I-20, the traffic is moving and the roads are still wet, which did cause some wrecks today.
Slushy, wet, icy roads are what many drivers saw on Wednesday, keeping towing companies busy. Nick Eccleston with O-Bar Wrecker Service says they've had more than 20 tows by Wednesday afternoon.
Roads are crazy. I mean, you can't really drive on them. I mean, you're just kind of sliding around as you go.
The ice and snow being so bad.
Battalion Chief Joey Kincaid with the Abilene Fire Department says it hasn't been as bad as they expected and responded to more than 6 calls by Wednesday afternoon. He adds the wrecks he was called to have only been minor and no injuries yet.
83, 84, 277, there was an 18-wheeler that jackknifed there. Made another one where a car pulling a U-Haul wrecked out at 322 and I-20. Several trucks, you could tell during those, had went off in the median or in the bar ditch trying to avoid hitting other trucks.
However, since it's not going to get warmer by Thursday, it could cause these numbers to rise.
I do believe that the colder that it gets tonight, everything's going to start to refreeze over, and then we're going to be right back in the same situation again tomorrow morning, if not throughout the night.
As Mark was saying earlier, it is supposed to get colder, so these roads are still going to be wet and slick. So when you're driving, please be careful tonight so you don't get in a wreck. Live in Abilene, Courtney Brown, KTexas News.
Good advice, Courtney, and thank you for that. And all day, TxDOT crews have been out treating and plowing the roads, trying to help prevent those wrecks. KTexas reporter Daniela Ibarra live in North Abilene. Daniela?
Hey, well, a lot of people chose to stay inside today, but for those who had to head outside, that cold air and wind was brutal. Now let's take a walk closer to the road. You can see the wet white snow has turned into brown, gross-looking slush with all the traffic that's passed by, and that, of course, when it freezes, makes roads slick. TxDOT says they didn't expect the snow to get as compacted as it did. They say this can make travel extremely dangerous, especially for people who weren't expecting it. With the I-20 corridor running right through Abilene, hundreds of people drive through every single day. We spoke with a family heading to Midland all the way from Louisiana, and considering they were just wearing T-shirts and shorts, they weren't exactly ready for this snow.
It's actually pretty scary. You know, I don't get scared pretty easily, but you know, 18-wheelers are driving pretty fast. It is pretty icy. You know, you have to drive slow. It's really not a joke.
And you can see some of this gross brown slush right now. And TxDOT says that they'll have crews working all day around the clock to make sure that the roads are safe for you tomorrow. But again, if you don't have to go outside tomorrow, stay indoors until these roads are cleared. Reporting live in North Abilene, Danielle Ibarra, KTXS News.
Daniela, thanks. And most of those primary and some residential side roads in Abilene, they remain covered in snow tonight. So why doesn't the city help with snow removal on certain roadways? Well, KTX's reporter John Rapolo is looking into this for us tonight. John?
Yeah, hey, well, you know, Old Anson Road there behind me still covered in snow, along with several other city roads, as we all know, and it's going to remain that way until about noontime or into the afternoon tomorrow when things warm up a bit. You know, we spoke to the city today about, well, they say they do not consider it cost effective to buy snow removal equipment. They say at the least, snow accumulations happen once a year. The city did tell us they have treated some bridges and intersections with magnesium chloride. That's a salt product that melts snow and ice, but they say they have not treated city roads. We asked some folks today if the city should invest in snowplows.
You think you need to get some?
Yeah.
Even though this happens just, you know...
Once a year?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
They need to get some.
Do you think so?
Oh, I believe so.
Even though this doesn't happen a lot?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what you need to know. These roads are slush covered, and of course, as the night progresses into the overnight, this water, this sludge is going to freeze. It's going to make some very difficult driving conditions. So, of course, if you don't have to go out, don't. We're live in North Abilene. John Rapolo, KTXS News.
John, thank you. And it will be a snow day for many people tomorrow as well. Abilene City Hall, city offices, as well as Abilene and Wylie ISDs closing tomorrow. And we have a full list of those second day closures, delays on our website. That's ktxs.com. You can also find that information at the bottom of your television screen. And coming up on KTXS News at 6, we continue our team coverage of this winter weather. KTXS meteorologist Austin Burks live with us in the studio with conditions in northern Jones County, where more than a half a foot of snow fell today.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 6 with Will Jensen, Mark Rowlett, and Evan Nemec. KTXS, please email us at news@ktxs.com. KTXS, getting the facts right.
North of Abilene, residents woke up to around half a foot of snow this morning, and KTXS meteorologist Austin Burks was out there to see how folks were dealing with all that snow. Austin?
Well, Will, a mild winter gift from Mother Nature allowed families to go outside and play in the snowfall, while others, like Jonathan Ramos, a mailman for the USPS, had to work through all the slick conditions.
It is slipping and sliding everywhere, and it's just been crazy, in and out.
Now, Mark, I know it's expecting to be very cold tonight, but are we expecting to get out of that freezer tomorrow?
I think we will. We need to, because we've got a lot of ice and sleet and snow here, especially in Abilene, that we've got to fight for tonight and early tomorrow morning. Your forecast coming up.
KTXS, please email us at news@ktxs.com. KTXS, getting the facts right.
In Nolan County, 4 inches of snow hit the ground before 7 a.m. And KTXS reporter AJ Gersh was out there at 4 o'clock this morning. He has more on the road conditions from Sweetwater.
Well, it was snowing on and off all day out here in Sweetwater, leaving some unfavorable conditions out here on these Nolan County roads.
It's just a big mess. It's just a big mess. West Texas is you know, a lot of nice people, but we're not used to this.
Yeah, because it's pretty icy. I slid getting onto my road.
Matten was up working as early as 4 a.m.
This is the second time I've towed this kind today.
He was towing 18-wheelers stuck on I-20 westbound all morning.
We've had numerous trucks that one will get slippery and sideways in the interstate, and all the rest will stop and then not be able to get going again.
Hey, you can see the traffic headed west. It was all backed up.
One man stopped at Sweetwater on his long commute all the way from Fort Worth to his oil rig job in the Permian Basin. He told us the further west he went, the worse the roads got.
They were good all the way up until I hit Abilene, and then we hit some ice on the road, so it slowed down drastically. And then since then, the last 30 miles, it's kind of picked up.
And if you do plan on driving, much like my photographer Jesse today, be sure to take it easy and slow and make sure to leave room in between any cars in front of you. Madden says this is the worst winter weather he's worked through in his 21 years of service.
We're begging people, please just stay home. Please. This is as bad as I've seen it.
And with the freeze expected overnight, these roads in Nolan County are not expected to get any better, and they're still going to be a little bit dicey for your morning commutes. So stay safe and stay warm. In Sweetwater, I'm AJ Gersh, KTexas News.
AJ, thanks. And with this winter weather, we want to remind you to download the KTexas Weather app. You'll get weather notifications in real time while you're on the go. The app also allows you to see future radar and current temperatures. Those are updated multiple times an hour. And you can find this in the App Store under KTXS Weather, and it's available for both iPhone and Android. Lots of people having fun in the snow today, and so did these furry friends. This video submitted to us by Kelsey Sewell. Kelsey says these are her fur babies playing there in the snow. And so we'd like to keep showing your photos, keep sending those to us, your snow pictures, your videos. We'd love to see them, put them on the air. You can just go to ktxs.com/chime in.
From the Lane Tech Roofing Weather Center, your Storm Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett.
Good evening, everyone. Still tracking some light snow over here around Eastland, east of Breckenridge. Another patch moving out of Haskell toward Throckmorton. This is starting to wind down, but yeah, we're still looking at some light snow that might put down maybe a quarter of an inch of snow here into Throckmorton, starting to end in Stamford. All this, I think, is going to pass to the north of Interstate 20. Now, we are seeing some little light snow areas here around Cisco, maybe getting into Eastland, but a lot of this is already starting to shift farther away from our area. And we do have, looks like a clearing trend ahead for much of our area for it later on tonight. But the problem is the ice and snow and sleet that's still around is going to be around overnight as temperatures are below freezing, and now we're losing that diffuse sunlight, and so the puddles and the slush are likely going to freeze right back up. And areas that were travelable earlier today now may have some black ice for tonight. So let's be very, very careful. We are looking at the snow moving out of our area that's east of Abilene here at 7 o'clock. Temperatures around 27, 25 with some clouds at 10 o'clock tonight, but it's clear and cold, 20 degrees with still that ice and sleet and snow hanging around. Here's our weather forecast model. At 10 o'clock, all that snow is off to our east. We're still fighting some clouds, but it's mostly sunny tomorrow. And temperatures should rebound, and that sunshine will help to get rid of a lot of our problems. Although areas that have had a foot of snow, it may take a couple of days to get rid of all of that, especially if it's in a shady spot. Here we are on Friday morning with temperatures around freezing, and then nice sunshine Friday afternoon. Temperatures will be mild, but it's not mild right now. We're looking at freezing temperatures most of our area, even 50s way down in South Texas. 6 o'clock temperatures, 26 in Eastman with some light snow in the area. It's 24 with about a foot of snow still on the ground in Snyder. 32 in San Angelo, it's 27 in Abilene with a wind chill of 16. We are looking at a cold night ahead. Ice will stay around with lows down to 20, but we're not looking for an additional accumulation. And an icy start, but it's sunny, cool with a high in the mid-40s. Brownwood freezing tomorrow morning, 47 tomorrow afternoon, 60 Friday, 57 Saturday. Sweetwater, Snyder, ice and snow will still be with you tomorrow morning. We are looking at temperatures around freezing Friday morning, 55 Friday afternoon, 52 on Saturday. I think we'll get a break from the precipitation here, and we are looking at a chance to, well, maybe straighten things out here for the weekend. Mid-60s on Sunday, but another cold front comes in on Monday. We're looking at highs only in the 40s. We'll track that rainfall on Tuesday, but then we dry out again on Wednesday. But be careful, we're going to have some ice and sleet and snow still with us tomorrow morning.
And so a lot of those closures, delays for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough go tomorrow morning, but sunshine hopefully will help us out.
And we'll get out of the freezer, as you
That's
like to say
right.
tomorrow. That'll be nice. All right.